So I used to be a fan of the show The Comment Section, and its host Brett Cooper, plucky little conservative spitfire. It was a fun show. It was fun to see a different perspective. Until one day, I noticed something a little unsettling.
Before we dive into this story, though, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the Comment Section channel if you've not already, and of course, ring that notification bell so you never miss a Comment Section episode.
Naturally, this made me think of Fight Club. I'll explain. Because for me, this is a perfect example of how what we interact with isn't really a person anymore. It's a construct, it's a format, it's an easily replicatable structure.
Everything's a copy of a copy of a copy.
What Jean Baudrillard would call a simulacra. A copy of something that no longer needs an original to function but becomes real on its own. Think of a mountain, for example. The first level would be a real mountain that you could interact with. The second level would be a photo of the mountain, something that still represents the real thing. The third level would be like an Instagram photo of the mountain that's been highly edited and curated to evoke a certain kind of reaction, right? That's a simulation of the mountain. It still represents something real, but it's altered. The final level is called simulacra. Think of an AI mountain at that point, something that represents something real, but no longer needs that real thing to function. It becomes real on its own. Another good example might be Dracula. To begin with, we have the original book by Bram Stoker. The next level would be a play based on the original novel, ironically enough, written by Bram Stoker at the time. The third level would be Bela Lugosi's film version of Dracula, right? The thing that codifies and encapsulates our vision of what Dracula is. And then the fourth version would be an abstract caricature of Dracula that we all do. The voice, the mannerisms, the "I want to suck your blood." That abstract thing has become real on its own, and it's what we think of when we think of Dracula, but it no longer has any tie back to the original. In the same way, shows like the Comment Section aren't built around a person. They're built around a personality format that any person could slide into and isn't really dependent on any one person at all. These online personalities are in effect a simulacrum. And the problem is, even though they don't exist, we still form relationships with them.
They're single-serving friends.
These are called parasocial relationships. One-sided relationships that feel real to us, but the party on the other end doesn't even know we exist. That's why Brett Cooper being replaced feels so different than, say, like a late night show being replaced. YouTube is a platform based on authenticity, and that authenticity helps the creators feel more real to us. This is where the idea from Marshall McLuhan comes in, that the medium is the message. Because it's not just what's being said on the platform, but it's how it's being delivered. The tone, the confidence, the cadence, the rhythm, all of that does more to influence how we interpret a message than the content itself. And all of this is built on a system called rationalization, which prioritizes efficiency, predictability, and repeatability above all other things.
Efficiency is priority number one, people. Because waste is a thief.
What George Ritzer would call McDonaldization. Like how McDonald's mass produces food, in today's media landscape, content is also mass produced.
Copy of a copy of a copy.
And the result is a conveyor belt of personalities, ideas, and formats. Culture becomes standardized. And just like with fast food, while quality doesn't have to decline, it usually does. This is exactly what Theodore Adorno and Max Horkheimer were warning about when they critiqued the culture industry, where even individuality gets mass-produced. It's packaged as authenticity, but it's delivered as a product. And these single-serving friends don't just entertain us, they influence us. How to think, how to speak, how to dress, what to believe, what's true, all of that comes from these single-serving friends.
All the ways you wish you could be, that's me.
Think of someone like Andrew Huberman or Jordan Peterson or Andrew Tate, the manosphere, teaching young men how to feel and how to be more manly.
I look like you want to look, I like you want to I am smart, capable, and most importantly, I'm free in all the ways that you are not.
Or take corporate pride campaigns or even online activists. It's not one-sided, we're bipartisan here.
The things you own end up owning you.
All of these things might feel different, but they're all happening within the same system.
What concerns me are celebrity magazines, television with 500 channels. Some guy's name on my underwear.
And the more we use these systems to express our individuality, the more we start to resemble each other, choosing from a menu of preset personalities.
We are consumers. We are byproducts of a lifestyle obsession.
Adorno and Horkheimer warned that mass market systems like this don't just organize life, they suppress individuality, flattening humans into something more predictable, a so-called homogenous society.
Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need.
And while this isn't fascism per se, it does begin to feel a little... It's the aesthetic of fascism, at least, right? It's uniformity, control, emotion shaped through imagery. And we can't talk about the aesthetics of fascism without bringing up Leni Riefenstahl. See, Leni Riefenstahl was a filmmaker who worked for some bad people, and she understood something really unsettling. That presentation can make something feel heroic, inevitable, true. Influencers today don't just describe the world, they shape how we feel about it. Oftentimes, too, they catastrophize it and then offer themselves as the ones who have the best solutions.
Social media and the establishment media have conspired to rob Americans of their freedoms.
We, as a company, are doing the most important thing that we have ever done.
What you're articulating to me is the damage that's done by gay marriage to the institution of marriage.
Even this video that you're watching right now has been edited, curated, formatted to fit within the YouTube system to reach a certain level of success or convey a certain level of confidence or knowledge, perhaps. And that's because the medium is the message. We now have AI influencers, AI social media personalities. If the system doesn't need any person to function, what happens when we don't need people at all? What happens when the artificial people are the ones who are shaping our thoughts, how we think, how we feel, what's true?
Not the car you drive. Not the contents of your wallet. You're not your f***ing khakis.
Leave your thoughts down in the comments because that helps the algorithm a lot. And hey, gotta work the system. See you next time.